there an extra agenda? Thank you.
Aaron here. Okay, we're gonna start with the NRCS update. There are Orange. And over.
So NRCS is talking about a second round for critical vacancies, meaning basically people are going to move within the agency, potentially around to different offices. It's not hiring new people. We're not there yet. And there will likely be some movement within my zone, but at this time, nothing official. So if and when it does become official, I'll provide another update. Local led FY26. I have discussed with Lauren some of the things we're seeing with the ranking. Things changed with ranking this year that we did not foresee coming down the pike. And some of the results we were seeing as far as what was ending up in the local funding pool, we didn't want them in there. So we've made some adjustments. It does appear like all the funds will still be utilized. And if there is a potential to ask for more funds, I likely will be asking for more funds. We are also working on local led FY 2027. Thank you for submitting your proposal. Both Lamoille and Grand Isle did as well. Things are constantly changing right now, so you will probably be hearing about some of the changes. A lot of it is we just don't know right now, but just expect that it will not work like it has in the past.
That is my expectation.
Okay. And I think I've already mentioned it, and I don't know if this is the actual direction it's going to go. But things sort of opened up in a sense where all practices are available, and we need to figure out like how that works with a local funding pool. And I kind of mentioned it briefly with you. Instead of like focusing on practices, let's focus on a resource concern that we're addressing. So this way we're not necessarily identifying like, oh, this is a farmstead. You know, this is the resource concern in whatever type of application. So we'll see how that goes. Staff are busily working on EQIP and CSP planning and ranking. One of my employees created a script to show functionality of our conservation desktop, and it is really bad. In 1 hour, 2 different reports came through with a 43 and 48% productivity lost because the tool itself was not functioning. It's bad. And imagine you're going along, it just stops working. Oh, here it is again. Oh, gotta wait. That's what it's like. It's bad. And we are elevating these things. I report to my supervisor, and the state con now has seen this and is likely going to be talking to collect some more data. So kudos to Sean Pease for creating that script. RPP, big push, both EQIP and CSP. You'll probably continue to hear more about it. It is a pilot program. So we are working through how it actually works or it doesn't. I do expect potential changes for next year. Our biggest hurdle right now is working with Conservation Desktop and getting to what we call a MET status for them to actually meet the eligibility requirements for the program. And we're finding it really difficult. So we'll see how that all works out and sifts out. And that's about it. I did bring Kia Olson, our program assistant. She is one of the newest employees in the Northwest Zone. And it is part of our performances to touch base with districts. So I invited her along so she could experience a district meeting.
On that note, Sadie, our new AmeriCorps member, is also in the room for the district. Sadie, I don't know if you want to give like a quick just statement of who you are and where you're from.
My name is Sadie Priest. I'm originally from Texas. I've been working in Vermont seasonally since 2024. And now I'm here for the year, so I'm very excited to be here and be able to come to this meeting.
Thanks, Maggie.
Oh,
Yeah. She's been doing great. Great, you're all set? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any updates?
Did I have an update for 218 finance meeting?
I believe you said something about it.
Okay, so. I don't want to do that one.
We haven't had a meeting since
Yeah,
218.
We haven't had meetings since January.
Well,
Right,
yeah,
then,
I don't think we've heard anything.
never mind.
well, you know, the core services agreement is 948 that they brought to the legislature.
Yes.
And there's no one-time funding this time, no COLA. Nothing else too serious. The statute with that no mortgage is gonna be up for discussion. And, somebody even said it, that makes common sense. Not have it, no mortgage, then pay mortgage.
Yeah, so
Anyway.
just so everybody's on the same page, in our
Oh.
current statute, it says that we are not allowed to have a mortgage. And
2 lines later,
it's been added to the miscellaneous ag bill to get that language just removed from our statute, because we're the only state that has that language, and we're also the only agency within Vermont who has that language. So we're hoping to just get that canceled.
yeah, there was more discussion on that. That's the three, I had a meeting this morning,
Okay.
okay,
you
and
write that
then.
down.
Then I conferred with, Arena, because you were out at the time about voting for Michelle had brought up, I got the letters anyway, UAV and LiDAR. Those two
Yes.
projects.
Mhm.
A drone for VACD.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
What the issue was, they had a drone made in China. The feds, our government will not pay for any work that thing does. So they bought American built.
Mhm.
So they can use the other one as long as it's not a federally subsidized program.
Mhm.
So anyway, that's where this came out of. Okay, that's 218. This morning, we had some votes on projects over 20,000. There's two big culverts going in, and one's in Essex, East Haven, Essex County, and the other one in Caledonia. There's also a smaller project, is a in Peacham, they're downgrading a road. And possibly we'll be involved to bring it back, they're gonna downgrade it to a trail. So
Cool.
they may need some assistance to make it into an official trail, as you call it,
Cool.
but anyway. And our organization has moved we're now tied into the Union Bank. We
Right.
moved $2.2 million into their account. We still have 50,000 in M&T, because there's still a few grants coming in that are tagged to the other bank. And they're very surprised already in a week's time how much interest they picked up on that 2.2. Real surprised, because M&T weren't paying it.
Sure.
Anyway,
Hey, Richard, the trail, downgrading to a trail, does the town still have?
see, it's not a done deal. When you downgrade a road to another classification, either up or down, it has to go to a select board. Every attaching landowner has to be notified. So the possibility, it may not even be downgraded,
Sure.
but it's not,
Usually it goes to the zoning board, then the select board.
no, this goes, to take a road down.
Yeah.
Zoning board doesn't have to be involved.
Really?
Yes, I was on 17 years of that stuff, and one thing I could say, I know roads. But anyway, you can't landlock somebody.
Right.
Okay, but the people that do live on a certain section of this road have no problem. There's another entrance. A well-maintained road entrance.
Sure.
So, but again, they will only get some assistance if and when the select board and the people decide to downgrade it to a trail. Okay, M&T is the bank we switched from. Oh, and then I opened up a little discussion about Act 181. People have any familiarity with Act 181?
Yeah.
Read about it.
That's 121. Act 181 is the redoing Act 250.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
this
Sorry,
is
there's so many
serious.
numbers.
800 feet road frontage.
800 feet road frontage,
Becomes a
almost
road.
anything that even this group does on some land, you may have to get state permission.
You got, it
I mean,
trips into
even though it's personally owned property.
if I wanted
Based
to
on how much we already have to get the state to approve anything we do.
Realize
I won't
that,
impact
this,
us
this
that
bill,
much.
you don't wanna see this bill pass.
Okay.
Because it's more than 800 feet.
And Fairfield has already developed a nice, letter, central legislature. There should be other boards jumping on, even if they just gotta ask Fairfield, we could use yours and, you know, delete some stuff and change it to their format. Legislators are notified, there's gonna be a rally down there.
Wasn't that today?
No. Close though. There's gonna be a rally down there
Okay,
to not pass this. This is very, no common sense, a rich people idea. They gotta bump us out of our land so they can use it. Raw, very raw, but that's how I see it.
I thought it was passed, the governor vetoed it,
Yes,
and the legislature.
They vetoed it.
Overruled the
Yes,
veto.
correct.
So it has technically passed. Now, whether he signs it or not, is
Correct.
where we are, I
Correct.
think. And if anybody wants what we did in Fairfield, I can certainly get that letter if there's interest in it. Just let me know. I'll be happy to. If you wanna.
do you want to just send it to me and I'll send it out and people can do.
Okay.
But I would think our district could put in a little bit of input on that. Unless you're afraid that you're an entity that you're gonna get spit on.
So we've never given feedback on any legislation. So this would be the first time of us doing that. I'm not saying we shouldn't, I'm just saying it would be the first time we've done that. We've given input
Well-
on like asking for our own
In
money.
your lifetime, but I remember when they were
Sorry.
spreading regs, you know, when they were gonna cut us off, 1st of November.
Sure.
And then
So,
our
sorry, in
board
my
jumped on
time.
and sent in info saying, what do you mean? What do you do if you're raising corn to pick? A lot of times they ain't picked till after November.
Sure.
So that's why it got to the date it is today. It was Franklin County that pushed that, changed it. I think it actually it's either November 1st or late October.
Okay.
So we have done it, but again, it's just, or some of you guys are probably born, but anyway. That's the business I had this morning with that section of, the district with the finance committee meeting. Other than that, that was 318, our business been discussing that, Act 181, movement of monies to the Union Bank. A few big, good sized projects, but with Lena Smith and Claire Ireland looking, they look to us to get it finally passed, but they have looked into these projects very well and have a certain criteria to even be presented to the board. So it isn't, as if we have to look at it. We do have to look at it. I mean, we're not the total judgment on this. They bring us projects that are well worthwhile and do it.
Tuesday, March 24th at noon. State House press conference and rally, and the public is invited.
What, the act is 181, you said?
Yeah,
And if I wanted to read more about it from a,
I think at this point, all you can do is with Facebook, go with Act 181.
Yeah.
If you go,
There's stuff.
you don't even have to look for it, it's out there.
Yeah,
okay,
You don't
It's gonna
have to look
hinder
very hard.
homesteaders, farms, anything
Yes.
over 800 feet.
yes.
You
Yeah,
own 100
automatically.
acres and you wanna get to the far corner,
Yeah, you go
You
into
can-
Act 250, which means years of engineering, environmental experts and the accompanying costs.
wasn't it
So-
supposed to, weren't they trying to reform it so that it made it easier for? Like, that's all I knew about it.
Yeah, that threw you the
Well, then
right,
who wins? Who are the winners in this situation and why?
they are.
The people that.
The people that
don't
come up,
want any
There
development
we
at
go.
all in Vermont, period.
Nibbles.
yeah,
And,
Yeah.
newbies and richies.
you know,
Yeah,
if I wanted to give one of our daughters a lot back somewhere on the way to the waterfall, I would have to go for Act 250. I simply couldn't do it because it's easily 800 feet.
Yeah,
Which is, it's an interesting tug and pull in the state right now. We need more housing.
yeah.
Make it damn hard for you to get there.
yeah.
And
We need more.
what it does is, like our town doesn't have a infrastructure as far as the wastewater and water. But it's been planned, we've been in planning for 7, 8 years, engineering studies, and that would take it away from the townspeople vote.
Yeah.
The state takes over.
Well, didn't we hear last night that it does streamline? I mean, you don't even have to go through Act 250 if you're gonna build housing in certain areas.
If they have wastewater and water.
It divides all of Vermont into 3 sections, 1, 2, and 3. One are the developed areas with water and sewage. 2, I don't remember what they are, and 3 is rural areas and almost all of Franklin County.
Some people in Montpelier think our project of a 30-person elderly housing in the center of town, plus other things, is out in somebody's cornfield. No, it's the center of town. We just at this point don't have the wastewater and the water installed. Been in planning for 7, 8 years. So that would throw the blocks to it. But towns that have, you're correct, partly, Vicky, towns that have water and waste systems, you're right, it would reduce. So what it does is it will congest those areas even more. But anyway,
Encourages growth in areas that have existing support systems.
and by
Well, I mean, from a housing perspective, that makes sense.
It does.
Can I just, in the interest of time, Dan, let's leave it half an hour.
Yeah, okay,
Sorry.
enough discussion on that part. Onward.
Thank you, sorry, I'm curious.
Vicky, any VACD updates?
No update other than what Richard already shared.
Great. Thanks, everybody.
Good.
Which tab is it? What's his name? Okay.
Great. Hi, everybody. My name's Morgan. I think I haven't met everybody here, so I look forward to meeting everyone personally. But yeah, I'm just here to do a staff presentation and talk about myself and give an overview of what I work on at the district.
Just, yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
So I'm an agricultural program specialist. As you all know, I was born and raised in Addison County in New Haven, Vermont. I went to St. Lawrence University, studied education and communications. I lived in Wyoming for 9 months, and then I worked on a sheep dairy in Heartland, Vermont for 2 years. I then did a 1-year master's program at Cornell in natural resources in the environment with a concentration in ag in life sciences. And that was a really large lamb on the farm. It was a pretty big birth. At the district, these are some of the projects that I work on. We're wrapping up the pay for performance program. So that was, yeah, it's pretty much, my farms are wrapped up, so that was exciting. I also work on developing a biosecurity protocol for the district, NMP updates, soil health, precision ag, some different grant applications. And like most other staff at the district, I help with soil sampling and tree plantings and stewardship, and then a few other ag-related projects. This week, these are some of the projects that were on that previous list that I'm working on. FAP applications due April 1st, helping farms with that. Working on a lot of Russell 2 work for farms that are putting together first-time NMPs or adding new fields to their farms, both one farm in Lamoille, one farm in Franklin County. Also hoping to set up a fertilizer training for our staff in June or July. So did some outreach this week to get that set up, ask our questions. Project highlights, the biosecurity protocol is really exciting. It's not totally finished, but it's like a 10-page document that we've put together and had a lot of discussions about as a district internally. We've also collaborated with some of the people listed on the slide to get perspective and advice from veterinarians who have been working in, been really biosecurity conscious for their whole careers. So that's really exciting. And yeah, we're hoping to implement it this summer when it warms up a little bit and it's easier to wash boots outside. But happy to answer any questions anyone has about that at the end as well. Other project highlights, NMP updates. I'm working with seven farms on updating their NMP for the 2026 cropping season. I assisted 9 farms with PFP, and these are just some numbers for the farms that I worked with, acres, fields, and total payments roughly distributed for this year's PFP. And these are some photos of my time at the district, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
You reminded me that with RPP, we have to schedule soil testing. Soil testing can be done by qualified individuals. Districts.
Sarah, what does
are
RPP
qualified
stand for?
individuals. So if you have customer regenerative pilot program,
Okay,
so you could potentially have some customers of NRCS's reaching out to help with those.
And they are cash tests, or they're the tests for DPM
Um,
Shrek Lab? Okay. We have never taken those yet.
Okay.
Not, we can figure it
Yeah.
out. I just
Yeah.
want you to know that
Yeah.
there will be a little
I
bit of a
still
learning curve
consider
there.
you qualified.
I agree. We've taken all the other ones.
The only comment I have for you, and thank you for your presentation, is, and I'm not trying to be pedantic here. I am acronymically challenged, so the
Okay.
first time you use an acronym, you know, whether it's PFP or NMP, if you could just in parentheses. What it is.
Yes.
Tell me what it is.
Okay.
Because I'm like, you deal with it so often, you
You're
don't
right.
even think about it.
I
Yeah.
did also tell her to go fast, so I'm gonna own that one.
You wouldn't have to say it if it was in the slide, I could
Yeah.
just go, oh, that's what it is.
Sorry, that's my fault.
It's okay.
Yeah.
No,
That's a good
I'm not looking for an apology, I'm just giving you a little.
No, yeah, that's a good point.
Free chicken.
I think when I sent our biosecurity protocol to the vet, she also encouraged me to do the same thing. So it's a personal thing I'm working on.
Well, if you're,
Be better.
in my prior profession, we were renowned for using, we've got our own acronyms and nobody outside that understands it. You're so used to it. You
Yeah.
know,
Right.
Cause you work with it every day. So,
When is
Thank
the
you.
biosecurity protocol gonna be maybe finished?
That's a good question. We have like a few final questions that were sent to the state vet, Katie Levine, that she's really busy. She's right now. Yeah, she's been great. She looked over it. But she hasn't, we're waiting for her response on those. And then we also have some internal questions about the chemical substance we're gonna be using for our boots and best practices in terms of disposal. And that's just gonna take some time to like figure out what, make a decision internally as to what we want to do. So I don't have like a hard date on that, just because we're gonna have a few more conversations, but hopefully, I think hopefully end of spring.
As we get into kind of the busy season.
Yeah, and we're
So districts don't have their own biosecurity protocol?
No, the state doesn't.
I was gonna
Use
say,
one either.
does the state? They must.
They have a protocol that we maybe don't agree with.
Okay.
So
or just like it might be different because the county we're in, like just the specific. We based our protocol like loosely off of what they're doing. We're like using some of the same products, but
Yeah.
St. Albans public waste water requested like we not dispose of it in the drains, and so there's like some differences that we just have to figure out specific to us.
Yeah.
But we did, yeah, their protocol did have some good information.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
and
thanks for
we're
having me.
Yeah. Moving on. Any
You take them,
motion
kick it
to, minutes of, January 29th. The verbal
I'll move,
motion passes.
I will move to accept the minutes from January 29th board meeting.
We have a second?
Second.
I have a first and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
Vicky also eyed.
Yes, very good. 2026 to date financials.
Kind of the same story as usual. We're in a good place.
Yeah.
We're waiting for a decent sized payment from NRCC. That'll get our bank cash flow back up to where we want it to be. It should come this month. It's about $150,000. So that'll
Make a difference.
make a difference. We are at this point in the year still have a negative net income, but my projections they're good projections are still that we will net around 64 on the year, which is good.
Lauren, does that reflect the changes that VACD is going to probably make with how much of the, oh, maybe it's the NACD grant that goes to each district or one of the federal grants that goes to each district? We talked about that the last board meeting. I mentioned that it was fresh on my mind and I can't remember which one it was. I told you it was going to be reduced from what you had submitted.
If it's the NACD grant, that's not actually in here at all yet. So if we do get that, that would just be positive. If it's the Ag CWIP grant, that is
That's what it
also
was.
not, okay, that's also not in here because that would start July 1, so that would be next fiscal year, so that would not be reflected in here at all,
Okay.
at this time. Good question, though. Sorry, we wrote a lot of grants this year. No, not always sure which one.
So, as the treasurer, that negative net income makes me very nervous, and I'm confident that we're going to get there based on Lauren's expertise and knowledge of what's coming in and going out. So,
Yeah, and so I'll say at this point in the fiscal year, my numbers are pretty darn real. At the beginning of the year, there's some guesswork. At this point in the year, maybe 10,000 up or down is what I would estimate. But we've got the contracts for the work, and we've done a lot of the work already. We just haven't billed for it.
All right, sounds good. We'll be following.
We need those accepted.
Oh, you need these accepted. Do I hear a motion to accept the,
Sorry, I'll also add, we did start the ramp account last
Yeah,
month.
okay.
The statement didn't end by the time this meeting was happening, so I don't have a statement for you, but you will have one next month. I haven't yet closed out the Chase account, but I will.
and then the
What?
ramp account won't be tied to an individual.
Correct.
Yeah,
We'll each have our own card.
yeah, but it's not,
But there's no social security number
Yeah,
attached to it.
yeah.
Yes.
it's basically going
make sure
back.
you take advantage of the cashback savings or whatever, Lauren.
Yeah.
Yes, and that is why I haven't closed out the account yet.
And it takes the burden off of our treasurer to have personally have it tied into it.
Correct.
So I'll make a motion that we accept the financials as presented to date.
I will second
I'll
that.
second.
Okay, first, second, and a third. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Vicky,
Thank
I
you.
just realized I wasn't sharing my screen again. I'm so sorry. The next item is the procurement policy draft. We had discussed last time if we wanted to basically update our old procurement policy or if we wanted to use a template from the Vermont League of Cities and Towns. We decided to use a template from the Vermont League of Cities and Towns, so that's what this is. I did meet with Vicky about this last week and we had some good conversation. I also have sent this draft to the Vermont League of Cities and Towns lawyers. I haven't heard back from them yet. But basically what this does is it puts our processes in better alignment with the federal law, which is good. And Vicky, I don't know if you want to comment on it at all as well.
I think the biggest thing is what I advised Lauren was to make sure that whatever language we use is either provided to us by the state or directly by the League of Cities and Towns, and to try to generate our own language around procurement policy because, we definitely need a legal interpretation that we're on safe ground. And Lauren, I'll let you go into the details about some of the numbers because I don't recall that. I will say that I asked Lauren a question and did not get back to her when she gave me the answer. Right now, we don't have any limits on Lauren's ability into financial limits on Lauren's ability. And I think that is something that we need to consider as a board. Most of the other nonprofits I'm on, there's separation of duties where the treasurer approves the payment before the payment goes out. And, I don't want to slow down Lauren by being in the middle of that, but at the same time, right now, we've given her complete authority to manage the books for the most part, and including paying any invoices without any kind of review from anybody, basically. So she's reviewing her own employees' purchases, but nobody's reviewing hers and her approvals. So I just want to throw that out. It may be something that we not approve this today and continue to work on that and try to tease that out, or go ahead and approve it and know that we want to update it again sometime soon. And I don't know, Lauren, I'll let you speak to that as to what you'd prefer if you have a preference one way or the other.
Yeah, we don't need to necessarily prove this time. We can certainly wait.
Can I have a question?
Yes.
Are our financials audited?
No,
Okay.
Well,
So
so-
Lauren could be having a house in Tahiti and is not.
I certainly could. I
Yes.
certainly-
And Karen, I would love to have a finance committee and I'd love for you to be on it with your background. So that was a very good question and a good segue. Because right now it's just me working with Lauren and I am no expert in this stuff. So, um,
I told, that's why I asked.
All districts have this condition?
Which
Where they
condition?
just have free range to spend the money however?
So, okay, so it's not free range to spend the money, however.
Just on how.
Each organization's its own entity.
So each district is its own entity.
Mhm.
They can create their own rules.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mhm.
so Sarah, to answer your question is, we're treated as a unit of government, subdivision of government. What I'm saying is that there's no checks and balances or second level review on Lauren's ability to write checks and pay somebody and do all that. What I do is, as I look at, she has to develop a budget plan and all the expenses fall in line with the budget plan. And anything that looks a little funky to me, I go back to her and say, well, what was this, purchase at Walmart for $500? So I will have those direct conversations with her. And that's really just come in since we started the credit card usage a year ago, because the checks always have an invoice number on them, and I can almost always tell that what grant agreement they relate back to. The credit card statements, I'd have to go into QuickBooks to do that, and I just haven't taken the time to get familiar with QuickBooks in order to do that deep dive. Doesn't mean we shouldn't. So I'm just saying that right now, we're putting our faith and trust in Lauren to not be stealing from the conservation district. Other conservation districts have not had such good luck. And even I think, I don't know, Richard, if you want to bring up any past information, but it just, it is something with the amount of money that we're managing. We're up over $1 million budget now on an annual basis. We probably want to have some checks and balances in there. And
And I will say that the new ramp software will actually make that pretty easy for another person to do. It was going to be really hard in QuickBooks, but ramp, there actually is this whole, I can write the policy in so that another person does have to approve.
And it could be me, it could be another member of the finance committee that just says, okay, approved, just so that it goes through, Sarah, as you know, second level review, which every purchase in the government is always reviewed by at least, another set of eyes. So.
It's just getting my wheels spinning of other districts I work with.
Yeah, it is.
I think it would be prudent to to put something in place.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't wanna make it so that you can't get
Right.
a stack of paper for the printers or whatever it is you need.
Right.
But perhaps there's a price limit above which it triggers an approval, but something that's a little more deliberate. And not that, this isn't, I don't hear anybody saying.
I am not taking this
there's-
first, this is a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, the thing is,
This is a good idea.
I wouldn't have brought it up if I didn't think Lauren was on board, Dan. So, I mean, I would have brought it up anyway, even if she wasn't, but I'm not afraid of her reaction because I know she's been concerned about this for quite some time. So,
There's something in place for now, and if we find we need to change things to adjust them, can be done.
Right,
If you have something to adjust and change,
right.
so put something in place and that's your starting point.
So what I'll say right now,
I'll see if I can get us some expertise to help us out with that. Not that you're not
I'm not.
Lauren or Vicky, but yeah.
thank
Here's
you,
another
Karen.
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
yeah, the truth. So right now, as written, so federal law says anything under $10,000 does not necessarily need to be competitively procured. And so within that, I've broken out anything under $10,000. I'm proposing that anyone on my staff, except for Arena, would have a limit of $500 a month on their credit cards, and they can make a purchase up to $200 without me approving in advance. So they can go get food for a meeting that we need, that like is just, they can go get
Gas.
paper towels, they can get
Yeah.
gas. Right.
Yeah.
And I don't have to. We're trying to keep the controls, but make me look at things I don't need to look at less. So that's there. And then my proposal was for Arena just to have somebody who had a little bit more spending power to be able to make between up to $1,000 purchase with prior approval still, but on her own card, and a monthly maximum of $2,000 on her credit card. And then I don't yet have a proposal for me, but I'm happy to have it mirror Arena's or be $5,000. I don't care.
In a month, what is your typical? Is 5,000 gonna be enough, so it's not gonna create another burden?
It really depends on like if I pay a tree sale invoice on a credit card or a check is kind of like where that difference would lie. 'Cause I could put a $15,000 charge on a credit card,
Right.
which did make sense when we were using the Chase credit cards because it got you cash back. But I guess it doesn't really matter at this point. So I'd say $5,000 would be completely reasonable. And
Again, if that doesn't meet
right,
the necessities, the needs that you know, after a year's time, that can be changed.
right.
At least we got something in place for a basis. And from what I noticed on the credit card thing, you're usually not, you're under 5,000.
I would agree. I think it's again like those one-offs that might just look huge and
if there was one month that, oh my gosh, there were all the incidentals. And you were approaching 5,000, could you get approval from the treasurer or the board or whatever to?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'll make it that I have a $5,000 monthly limit. And then also
And
align
so
that
Lauren,
with
is
just,
this regardless of how you pay? Check or credit card? I mean, the policy should be regardless of how we pay.
it would be really, it'd
And
be a lot
and
more if checks. I'm happy to do it, but it would be a lot more transactions because every contractor we pay.
So we say up 5K on a credit card and up to 15 on a check? Just, or 10 on a check? I don't know what the numbers are.
well,
Is that,
I think what we need to remember is that anything over 10,000 is going to go through a procurement, a bidding process, right? Is that the way we've got it written?
So,
And
so yeah, there's
if it's, I just think this gets complicated. We need to think about what is put out to bid, and when we've gone out to bid and she just has a bill to pay, then I don't think any of us care to see that or approve that. It's the purchases that have not gone out to bid that are one-offs that we need to be looking at.
gotcha. Then with that in mind. Few things over $5,000. I can't even think of one that,
Besides trees.
right, besides trees, that
Can think.
aren't competitively bid. It's really trees.
So you need like one approval a year.
Yeah.
Why don't we
And
continue to
even
work on
like we
this,
don't
Lauren?
necessarily. Fine.
I would say we keep working on it and maybe get some.
Right, because I don't, I haven't been here long enough, but it's almost like I'd like to see some kind of a flow chart that says, what gets paid where?
Yep.
How do you risk each of those transactions?
Sure.
You know, I can see where some of this, somebody was really dishonest and you're not. That even things that go out, even things that go out to bid can be manipulated, we'll say, by making side agreements.
Absolutely. Somebody
Sure.
could be in cahoots with the contractor and
Right. And it's
contractors giving them a little bit of that money back.
right. So it's not for Lauren that we're making these. It's for what goes forward with this district that we need to think about. So yeah, that's my
Absolutely.
I think we should vote on this, and then as you're going along, oh, this could be changed, bring it up again, then change it.
So we do have a procurement policy in place already. This would be
okay.
this would be a change to what we already have.
This would be more like clarifying certain questions and.
Yeah. Can I propose, Karen, if you're interested in maybe hopping on a call with me and Vicky in the next month or so?
And I'll see if I can get someone else too that's maybe somebody from the hospital.
That'd be great.
I'll talk to her and see what.
And hopefully
It's awesome, Karen.
Hopefully
I like the idea of a flow chart too. I tried to do something like that for Dragonheart and I never got it done because it was just Dragonheart's gone to the other extreme. It's way too many checks and balances. No bill gets paid without the treasurer saying okay.
Okay, so we'll table this till next time.
Work in progress.
Myself and Kia need to get building.
Okay, thank you for coming. Dan, the next three things are voting on a contractor for a floodplain restoration, some executive sessions about a couple project updates that I definitely we need to have a vote on, but we'll have a quorum if you leave. And then my annual review.
Yeah, I can stay another. I could probably squeeze another 15 minutes.
Okay.
Well, go into the ones that need a
So all four of those need a vote of the board. I'm wondering I don't know what the conversation around the annual review has been. If you guys want to have some time to talk amongst yourselves without me here, with Dan here too, maybe that would be a good idea. Vicky, I think maybe you're leading that. If you want to make that call, if you want Dan here for that part or not, or we can stick to the agenda.
Yeah, I think it'd be good to have Dan be part of that. And okay. I don't know enough about the floodplain thing to, if it's a sticky wicket, it would be good to have Dan be part of that too.
Okay. So may I propose is there executive session needed for the annual review with or without me?
Why don't you sit in for a little bit and then we'll ask you to leave if we need you to.
Okay, that sounds great. Can we get a motion to move into executive session to discuss personnel policy?
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, Dan, Molly, all in favor?
Aye.
Move into executive session.
All right, I'm stopping the recording.
Is it okay if I stop screen, or do you still want to be able to see this?
We barely looked at it.
Okay,
We're good.
okay.
Vicky, you want me to do a quick summary or?
Yeah, I'll do a quick summary. So Lauren, I guess we probably need to vote. I'd like to make a motion that the board approves 2.8% COLA for Lauren this year. And is there a second for that?
Yeah, I'll second it.
So that already happened
Oh, okay.
at the
That's
last
what I
meeting.
thought.
Okay,
That's what I thought. I
Yeah.
thought we did it across the board. So,
yes, yes, you did.
okay, okay.
Yeah,
So we're
So-
not voting. No vote
Okay.
necessary.
In terms of performance review, because we're not terribly well prepared, we'd like to do that next month.
That sounds great.
What
and
we didn't agree, Dan, was whether or not we want to do it as a group or a subgroup of us. We didn't
Right.
finish that discussion.
I think she's doing great, so you don't need my
Yeah,
performance.
I mean, you
Thanks, Richard.
keep,
Well, you are,
the
you know,
thing.
we can't back away from that.
yeah,
Just that I'm trying to balance employees, salaries, and possible real estate purchase. And like Molly said, well, how long are you gonna keep doing it? It might take 5 years. Well, then, if it gets up to 300,000, hey, we got some slack, we got bonus money.
Sure.
And if we get purchased in our offices and get set up and get all our figuring out the finances, we may say, fine, we don't need only 50,000 out there,
Sure.
but it's right now, it's
We're
balanced.
riding that seesaw. I
Yeah.
get it.
Yes.
you're an exceptional leader. You're really growing into just a remarkable leader.
And,
And it's-
and we'd like to pay you even more, but then again, it's a balancing act right now.
I couldn't agree more.
And it's not as rosy as it was a couple of years ago.
And I couldn't agree more.
Okay,
Health insurance really changed the game.
yes. When we get,
Yeah.
to me, we're getting forced to increase our costs and we have no control.
I couldn't agree
That's
more.
not much fun. Right now, and it's just a touch on another subject, the price of fuel, what it's gonna do, these guys putting in crops this year. It rip you a new
Fertilizer.
and fuel.
Pleasure.
These tractors
Yeah.
burn 10 to 12 gallons an hour.
Wow.
So you're talking
Lauren,
Yeah,
$75 an hour. Just to
with
run
the
it.
board's approval, I'll set up a time with Linda when she gets back and I get back. Just to sit down and go over what the staff put together and what the board put together, okay? So that it's a little bit more than just, here's the comments and you're doing a great job. How's that sound?
Vicky, if you would be willing to just let us know, and if we're able to come by for that as well.
Yep.
If
Yep.
we have the ability, that would be worthwhile too, but keep doing what you're doing,
I intend to.
more of that.
But also whatever I need to change, I'm happy to adjust. Just before I forget. Sorry. And then Dan, because I know you need to leave.
All right, so what's the next?
Official.
Dan, this one's yours.
Thank you.
So what's the next,
One of those,
we did-
okay.
We just did Lauren time off
Oh,
update.
do you need my truck later this month? Somebody, should we talk?
Probably.
Okay.
I'll email you.
All right.
What day are you picking things up again, Arena?
Between the 13th and the 15th
I have a
of
truck,
April.
I have a truck as well, if I can.
Thank you. I will take note of that.
It's not a big one, it's just a.
I don't know.
You're doing a heck of a
I'll
job.
do
Thank
an
you.
update show.
You think you need our trailer, Arena?
We are not going to drive a trailer.
Yeah.
I could offer that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So probably not, Vicky.
Okay,
But I will reassess and reach out to all of you again to confirm.
See what you
Okay.
need, what you need for equipment,
Yeah.
either the truck or truck
Yeah,
and
but
trailer.
it's good to know who's available to help. So,
our trailer
we've-
is 4x8 with like 2-foot sides,
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
3-foot sides, something like that.
Yeah, you do have a great trailer. I don't think any of us would feel comfortable driving someone else's trailer. We're going to East Hill Tree Farm too, so there's some highway involved. I don't think any of our staff
That's
would.
definitely a problem. If you're gonna drive that trailer, you should be dragging it.
East Hill?
Yeah,
Oh, that's a long way.
yeah,
It's a pain in the neck.
it is.
East
They got
Hill.
good trees though,
You still,
The
Tree
Ballards have,
north of Montpelier.
Lauren, the Ballards have 2 or 3 trailers that they loan out to people all the time, but they're all just flatbeds. So I don't know if
Okay.
they're gonna be all that helpful.
Okay,
You just have to tie everything down pretty good. So,
okay.
well, I've got mine, which we brought furniture back with once. It's got sides on it about a foot tall.
Yeah, that should,
I think that's a 8 by. It's over 60 inches.
yeah.
I bought it that way because my mower is 60 inches, so good. Don't buy a 5-foot trailer,
Um,
it's stuff.
Okay, so yes, a rental follow-up on tree sale item or trees.
Mhm.
Follow-up on trees and trucks.
And to get around and not having to pay mileage, we could always take my trailer, hook it this truck, and I can drive this truck. We do that way too,
We probably do that too.
but that's just a,
Yeah, I have to
Right.
assess how many trucks we even need.
Right.
I have to figure that out.
Find out what you need first.
yes. Okay, what'd be the next, jumped
Um,
around there, so.
yes, let's go back to the procurement for cultural resources at Trout Brook. I'm sharing this on behalf of Mel. Um, this is for a floodplain lowering project in Montgomery. That is requiring us to do some things that we haven't necessarily done before, and that's advanced beyond some of the cultural resources work we've done before. We got the following bids, as you can see.
What the heck?
That's a range.
Wow,
Quite a
over.
range. Quite a range.
Yeah,
Um,
6,000 up to 85,000.
yes.
They're really, really good at it.
Or someone didn't understand what needs to
Oh,
be
yeah,
done.
they understand that, RFP.
So for some additional context, so we had released an RFP based on our understanding of what needed to happen at first, and we got 2 bids from Harkin and Crown originally. We then got some feedback from the Vermont Department of Historic Preservation that we actually need to do this whole other type of analysis and not what we had originally thought. There was some feedback from Vermont Division of Historic Preservation that they were surprised that we even got 2 bids on our original scope of work because
You meant they should have known better?
they should have known better.
Okay,
And so those 2 folks are Harkin and Crown. So
yeah,
this is for the updated. And so they're still the lowest.
but it sounds like they don't know that they bid on oranges and this is apples.
So these are the Apple's bids, though. So these are the updated bids for the new scope of work.
They are the updated.
These are the updated bids.
Have they done some of this work before for us, any of these people?
So we have
These
worked,
organizations?
we've worked with Harkin, UVM, and I am 90% sure we've worked with SWCA. We have not worked with Crown before. For Harkin, we've never done this type of analysis before at all.
Mhm.
For Harkin, we are working with them on kind of the early stages of 2 projects. We've never actually done through a whole project with them before. UVM did both of our dam removals and did them well. We have also gotten some feedback from the Vermont Department of Historic Preservation or Division of Historic Preservation that they feel confident that UVM Consulting would be able to do this particular analysis well.
Yeah.
Who are you the most confident? The way I'm hearing, you're leaning toward UVM because of past experience and they are knowledgeable, very knowledgeable.
Very knowledgeable, and it seems like the regulating agency is also comfortable with them.
Okay,
Can I ask a question? Because I may not understand how the process works. If we decide UVM Consulting is who we want to go with, can we work them any further for the price? Or
Typically, no.
okay, all right.
Sounds like the other 2 low ballers were perhaps showing signs of maybe not.
understanding the whole thing,
Well,
rest of them,
yeah.
yeah. But, and we don't have to pick the low bid either.
We are not required to pick
Not
a low bid.
required to.
We are required to pick the best value.
Best value, correct.
Lauren, wasn't there an issue with UVM
It is
also
my
included the
opinion.
backhoe work?
Yes, UVM also included that they would coordinate, thank you, Vicky, for reminding me of that. They will coordinate getting their own excavator and operator there, and that's not something we have to do, which Harkin and Crown did not include.
Okay.
So there is a scope of
So
work
that it
difference.
would
Thank
be
you, Vicky,
another
for that.
little cost on top of theirs,
Yes,
because we'd have to furnish the equipment.
yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Vicky.
So essentially it makes the bids probably the same or very
Very
close.
Probably closer, yes.
Thanks for bringing that up, Vicky.
Yes. All of the proposals are attached to that document. It's 90 pages long, I think.
106.
106 pages long. And so, yeah, it is my recommendation to go with EVM. But
Do we need a motion on that?
you
Would like
do
a
because
motion?
technically that's over $10,000.
Okay.
So it is your jurisdiction versus mine.
Well, I'll make the motion, we accept the bid from UVM Consulting Archaeology.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carried.
Um, and then for this next item, I would like to move to executive session. It's contains some sensitive contractor information.
Now, this is the Marsh Brook project,
Yes.
so we're okay on the Trout Brook.
Yes, Trout Brook is,
Awarded.
sorry, that should have been Trout River. That's why that's confusing.
Oh,
Need a motion to go into executive session?
Yes.
Do you need
Anyone
to
like
rent
to-
it?
yeah, we need to
I'll
correct
I'll
that.
make a motion that we go into executive session for the next item on the agenda.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
I,
Aye.
So we are at Lauren time off update.
We've discussed that, haven't we?
No, we discussed my review. The time off is just me showing that I'm still on track to take my PTO this year.
There you go.
So you're home in Tahiti.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Excellent.
So that's all that is.
Dog-friendly flight. No, we just skip town if the dog is gone.
Yes, you will. I would never leave her.
Okay, gotta
Um,
move on, because we're,
yep.
time wise, we're 5:30.
Tree sale week, I just wanted to say, we could use some help. The week of April 27th through the 2nd. We'd love anyone to come anytime.
Is that
At
gonna
all.
be up at Hudax, or where are you gonna organize?
We're organizing here. They're gonna let us
Okay.
use one of the bays.
Oh, okay.
And we're getting another reefer. So we'll be here structuring everything and then we'll move it all to Hudak, cause
And this year,
Why the
I
hell
won't be able to refill the reefer like I did, I don't have that tank anymore. So we should, if we have to, go down to a fuel dealer and talk to them and say, hey. Then you get it down to about 75 gallons and what you need, I think it's a 100-gallon tank, but anyway, it's a really, I think, anyway, have them refuel it here and bill us.
can you and I connect about that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd love some coordination help with that. We only have the reaper here for 2 weeks this year as opposed to last year. I think we had it for like a month. So it should be a little bit easier, but let's connect.
I hope to be
Last-
back by then, Lauren, so hopefully I can help.
Great. Also, if you want to plant trees, we're planting a bunch of trees too.
It's supposed to be 107 here on Friday, so I'm wanting to get out of Dodge.
And then just wanted to flag, last night there was a listening session on the 30 by 30 plan. I think several folks were on that. Thank you for providing some feedback. March 27th, we're hosting a flower farming webinar. If you know anybody who's trying to start a flower farm or doing flower farming or related.
Lauren, do you have the farm in Georgia on your list? Have you invited them? Just north of, just right by the library. I can't remember her name. His name is Nick Martin, and he used to be on the select board, but his wife.
We will send a direct message to them. We'll figure out who it is.
Do you know? Okay, so ask Sarah because they've worked with NRCS before.
Okay. We'll do
I just
that.
can't remember her name, but they definitely probably would be interested.
Okay.
If we have like
25 RSVPs, which is pretty great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name. I've met her so many times. She's delightful.
I just wanted to keep it on everyone's calendar. July 13th, we're hanging out all day.
Big birthday.
We're doing our board retreat and then a big birthday party
And
afterwards.
cake.
And cake.
For the
We're
oak
still figuring it out.
anniversary.
For the oak anniversary. So don't let it off your calendar.
And also tomorrow night, we're participating in the regional webinar that Sea Grant, Lake Champlain Sea Grant is putting on about Act 121, if you want to learn about another act.
That's
Which
the
one is
flood.
that? Act
This is the
Flood
flood
121?
Yeah, so this
Flood
is this has
safety.
to do with yes, river corridor protections.
Building a floodplain, period.
That'd be smart.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I'm proposing April 14th for our next meeting. Nope, no, that's a no. Okay.
Sorry,
That's okay.
Tuesday.
on Wednesday I get doubled up.
Whatever.
What, Monday? 13th?
Yeah.
Can we do the 13th, Vicky?
Are you
I
good, Molly?
can't.
Yes.
I can't say where I'll be or when I'll be or we'll be on the road probably, but I'll do my best to be there. I'll let you know one way or the other. Make
Okay.
sure Linda can come so you have
Yep.
quorum.
We'll aim for the 13th from 3 to 5 p.m. And I'll follow up with Linda and Dan. And then I know we all need to leave. We didn't actually talk about the building though.
Yeah.
I know, I got that too.
That's a discussion over the phone too.
I'm happy to also, that should probably be an executive session,
Yeah.
since it's real estate too, so we can end this if somebody would like to.
I'll move to adjourn the meeting.
Sick of that.
So moved. Dirk, sorry. I can't do it. Vicky, do you agree to end the meeting?
Yeah, but if we're still going into an executive session, we're not ending the meeting technically.
That's a really good point.
Going into executive session.
We're going in. Can you make a motion to go into executive session?
I will move to go into executive session.
I can second
I'll
that.
second that.
Third it.
It's okay.
Yeah,
So
luckily I'm not a supervisor, so I can.
let's just note for the record that at 5:50 we lost our quorum during executive
And
session,
the chairman called for an adjournment.
and the chairman called for an adjournment, and now we're adjourned.
Okay.
Sometimes we follow Richard's rules of order.